Do you know how dogs just will kind of hump if they get excited? Just like the air, like nothing in particular. He always humps, and we always say, it's not hump day. You never hump on hump day. That's what I always tell him whenever he's humping. But the first thing he did this morning was hump, and I was like, you got it, buddy. So that wasn't cursed. That was really blessed, I thought.
Kinda dropped off all the things I love. Like I need a traffic jam to keep in touch. I can't focus on the words unless my hands are busy. I can't give up on the world or I will leave this city. And it's way too broad what I'm trying to say, but I write it down and let it go. And it's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart in a single note.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for to help us distract us from the world and stuff. Is that close?
That's good.
Thanks, and maybe distract you too. Welcome. I'm Hannah.
I believe it was distract us from the slow entropy of time, but the world is good too.
The world, time, death, all those things. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hi, Hannah. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Hello. Excuse me. That was a burp trying to escape.
This is a Cursed Wednesday edition of WayTooBroad. We're having enormous technical difficulties tonight. Hannah's computer simply cannot even do Wi-Fi, and so we have like our audio going through our phones, and her video is at an extreme lag, and we're being distracted by the mouth.
Yeah, and our entire almost the entire state of Massachusetts. Well, okay, like Eastern Massachusetts has like no power right now, so it's just been like a really cursed day across the board in this part of the country because there was a big storm today. I have power. I've had power the whole time, but you know, I'm
not the power of Wi-Fi through this particular computer.
Not the power of Wi-Fi for this computer. No. Yeah, it's been quite a day. So we're gonna unwind together here. We're gonna have a nice, casual, hopefully uncursed evening tonight.
I wonder if the reason that we had such crisp fall weather today was because of your nor'easter. So I don't know how weather works, but thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Great. This is a PSA. If you're listening to this and you hear like a lot of like utensils clanging, I think Ian's loading the dishwasher downstairs, which is wonderful news because it means that he's been standing up for more than like 5 minutes, which is the best he's been all day. So woohoo.
Wow.
Yeah. Because we got our boosters. Booster. I think we're 2/3 boosted on this podcast. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Nice. I'm boost scheduled.
Nice. When are you getting boosted, Erin?
I'm getting boosted, I think, well, I'm out of town much of next week, so I think I'm getting boosted the week after that, week after next. I want to be boosted even closer to Thanksgiving.
I'm so excited that we're all going to be boosted for Thanksgiving. It's going to be such a load off.
It's really great news. My parents are going to be in from Ireland. They're going to get boosted.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great stuff.
It's great stuff. You love to see it. What are we drinking? Ben, what are you drinking?
Well, an empty cup.
Dining hall cup.
I drank all the cider in it. I actually had 2 cups of cider as we were going through our technical difficulties.
Hard cider?
No.
Or soft cider?
Just regular old soft cider.
Soft cider.
I have a cup of water that's running pretty low. I kind of think I might need to refill.
Uh-oh.
Ben, do you only drink your soft cider out of that dining hall glass that you stole? Or plastic?
No, it's just a really good size for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't need.
Sizer.
You can't have like a full size glass of cider. It's too much.
Although I did have 2 of the smaller ones, which is probably more than a full size.
I think you very well could have.
But it's a mental thing.
Yeah,
it's a mental thing. Yeah, exactly. Como's here. No, it's me. I'm next.
Nope.
I got the burps. I had 4 slices of pizza tonight. God.
Ooh, what we got to burst? What was on that pizza?
It was just a cheese pizza. Because Ian, so as I said, he and I got boosted yesterday, and I was fine. I have like a bit of a sore arm, and he is not fine. We're both having exactly the same reactions that we did to our last shots. This is the COVID booster, obviously, and so he like has been sort of in and out of like feverishness all day, and like very like I'm always either too hot or too cold, and spending a lot of time like fitfully sleeping and stuff. So what was the point of that? What was I?
Pizza. What'd you get on your pizza?
Oh yeah, so he didn't really eat very much today, and his appetite was weird. So he wanted something, but he wanted it to be like relatively bland. So he just got a cheese pizza. And it was honestly very good.
Can I say, I'm really enjoying this visual of Ben dangling his finger for Como to paw at, but the finger in question has a huge Band-Aid on it, as if Como has been pawing at it and potentially scratched the shit out of it.
No, that's not why it has a Band-Aid, although it does look funny. I think that's why he's so fascinated by it, is that it's like, it's a finger with a Band-Aid, not a normal finger.
Your finger's weird. What? Let me look at your finger, is what he's saying.
It's literally how he keeps looking at it. Like, he like goes in to nuzzle my hand like normal, but then he like stops and he's like, what is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is on your finger? Don't touch me with that.
I need to hit it.
You need to hit it.
Let me smack that. What happened to your finger? Can I ask, is it private?
Now he's gone to trying to bite it.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's just rubbing his teeth on it.
Why do you have a Band-Aid?
Yeah, can we ask you a personal question? What happened to your finger?
Yeah.
I was building a circuit today, and a little connector I tried to pull off, and it like went up, and it gave me a really weird cut like under my fingernail.
Oh gosh, are you gonna turn into a radioactive computer, man?
Yeah.
Oh, great cue.
No. Jeez, that's too bad.
So Hannah, what are you drinking? It's not cheese pizza.
It's not cheese pizza. It's a Spindrift. It's a lemon and tea Spindrift to help get me through this cursed evening with a little bit of extra caffeine. And I also just want to, speaking of cats, I want to give a big shout out to our cat Squeaks, who is a wonderful nurse who takes great care of us when we're sick. And she's been, I don't know if you guys saw the pictures I posted in Slack of her, but she's been at Ian's side the entire day, and it's very sweet, and I love it.
Wow, that's a really cozy looking blanket.
It is such a cozy blanket. That's the other reason that she's been around him all day, but we don't need to focus on that.
Yeah. Wow. What a good nurse.
Yeah.
That's a great sleepy shot of Ian, though, too.
I know. He was sleeping, and she was like stretched out next to him, and yeah. It's all very cute. I love them.
That is very nice. Shout out to Squeaks if you're listening. Flipping shout out.
I'll tell her just in case. She listens sometimes, but she doesn't always listen. So,
Yeah.
Erin, what are you drinking?
I've got an ice water, and I've also got a special beverage, which is a hot chocolate, and the mix is from Viraldi. That's not right. Ghirardelli. That's not right.
Yeah, Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli? Is that right?
Ghirardelli.
No. It's from Ghirardelli. It's from Viraldi. It's from Viraldi. Chocolate. Raleigh. It's from Vidiri Chocolate Factory in Raleigh.
Oh.
Yes. We finally got there.
Oh,
so
Vidiri.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about hot chocolate for a second.
Okay, let's talk about
hot chocolate powder is out. So shout out to my mother-in-law Robin, who sent Molly and I a sweet little Christmas care package, I think last year, that included some William Sonoma hot chocolate. We were like, oh, that's cute, hot chocolate. No. You pull it out of the bag, it's chocolate shavings, like milk chocolate shavings, like beautiful, like that's what it is. And so you like put that in milk, and it's like amazing. It's like drinking a chocolate bar. So totally ruined me for hot chocolate. So Molly got this Vidiri. Maybe you guys can help me.
I just closed the window.
Vidiri.
Okay.
Videri hot chocolate mix. It's like a dark hot chocolate mix, and it's like not as good. I was kind of hoping it would be great and local, but anyway, it's like pretty good, but it's not like Willem Sonoma level. But anyway, I mentioned that all of that because, well, I wanted to let everyone know about Willem Sonoma.
Willem Sonoma Dafoe.
Willem Sonoma hot chocolate, because I think it's only available seasonally. So you gotta buy it now. And also wanted to mention to you two in particularly about this Viraldi, because we might do a tour of the chocolate factory during Thanksgiving. So that's all. I just really couldn't get any of that out. No.
Okay.
Well, here's the good hot chocolate. I put a link to it. It's William Sonoma's product, Hot Chocolate Classic. I mean, get the fuck out of town. It's really good.
Is it the same thing? It's chocolate shavings? That's the product?
Were you listening to anything I said, Hannah?
Yeah, well, I was, but I wasn't sure if the original gift was from William Sonoma, but I guess it makes sense that it would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were listening, you would know that was indeed what she said.
Okay, you know what? I miss a couple words every few words, and you guys are all up my ass about it.
A couple words every few words is a lot.
That's actually a very high ratio. If we say that a few can be up to 3, then a couple every 3, so just 2 out of 3 words, and you're all over my fucking ass about it. Okay, so on that William Sonoma's, like, on the third picture, it shows, like, the open thing of hot chocolate. I just want you to zoom in on that bad boy. I mean, that is just a pile of chocolate shavings.
I just did that. It looks
absolutely,
so good.
Absolutely gorgeous. So
my computer simply will not load it, but I'll do it later.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, anyway, maybe I'll buy some extra. Wow. A set of 12 is $239.
Yeah, so the price range is weird there.
I was like,
it was like
Jesus.
$30 to $230.
Yeah, and if you look at that, you're like 12 ounces for $20. That is steep, and it is. It's really expensive, but it's very tasty. So maybe I'll buy some extra ones. Maybe you can have small quantities at Thanksgiving.
You get us William some extra for Thanksgiving.
I'll be like, William Sonoma. No more. William no more.
Okay, we have some upfronts.
Okay, great.
Okay,
I'm eating a marshmallow from my hot chocolate.
Firstly, we have an email, and I do probably need someone else to read it because of my internet problems. Either one of you would suffice. Although I think it is relevant to your interest the most, Erin.
Okay, great.
It is.
Off we go.
Sorry to interrupt your hot chocolate.
Yep. All right. This email is from Sam. This is from the other Sam. We're just, if you wouldn't mind now, Sam, the other Sam who wrote in last week. You're on tag for next week. So this email,
please.
This email comes from. We need to give them nicknames. Coinbase Sam. Coinbase. No, I'm so sorry. Podcoin.
Podcoin Sam. Yeah.
Podcoin Sam. A resource for amigurumi.
Nice.
Sam writes, hello again. As an avid knitter and crocheter, oh great, I wanted to recommend you check out Ravelry. It's sort of like social media for knit and crochet, but most people use it for its massive pattern library. They have almost 77,000 crochet amigurumi patterns. The category is softies under toys and hobbies, and over 19,000 of them are free. I attached a photo of a Stegosaurus I made my nephew, and then she includes a pattern link. And also one of my current work in progress, a blanket made up of little octopus amigurumi. No pattern, but I plan on writing one when it's done. Happy hooking, the other Sam, which is truly how she signed it. Also, I got the audiobook of Red, White, and Royal Blue for my library, and I'm loving it so far. Amazing! Sam, that is so cool. Sam!
That blanket is so cool.
This is incredible. That blanket is so dope.
I'm so excited. Wow. I feel like an influencer right now.
Oh my God. For the listener... this octopus blanket has all these different octopuses, and then they're octopi, I guess, and then their tentacles are kind of weaving in and out of each other to make up the bulk of the blanket. That is so cool.
Oh my God, I wish I could see it.
Oh, you can't see it. Can you?
No.
Is Slack loading for you?
Maybe.
I feel like this is good, Hannah. You're channeling the user experience of our podcast listener who can't see it anyway. So you can help us understand if we're explaining things, describing things correctly.
It sounds wonderful. I think it sounds great, and I can't wait to see it. So I think that means you described it well.
Yeah, and that Stegosaurus is really cool, too. Well, that's so neat that we have that shared hobby. And thank you for pointing me towards Ravelry.
Yeah, and thanks for listening to me about a book that's good. It's good. I do keep thinking about it a little bit, but
cool.
Yeah.
And shout out to Katie, who is also a listener who keeps describing that book whenever I bring it up as, quote, hot. So I'm excited.
It is hot. It is hot.
I haven't started it yet, actually, because I've been in on a show while I've been crocheting. But I'm so excited to join Ravelry.
Yay! Oh my goodness, this is gonna feed your obsession even more.
Yes.
All right, I have another up front. Thank you so much for the email, Podcoin Sam. We appreciate you.
And we don't have to keep these nicknames. Obviously, we can adjust old nicknames. Maybe I'll say Sam. This is from Sam G, as opposed to Sam C, who wrote in last week.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Trying to get a video of this weirdo. He's just pawing at the screen.
Wow. He's saying hi to us. Hi.
So sorry if there's screen pawing. Look at him go.
Wow.
Why is he doing that? Is he doing it at my finger?
No, he's not even. Just being weird.
Wow.
Come on, are you okay, bud?
Are you alright? Are you about to pee on the computer, buddy?
Hey, best friend.
Here.
You okay?
Is he interested in this?
He's not looking. He's looking away.
How does Kylie feel about you referring to Como as your best friend?
Fine.
Great. I'm just curious.
I'd say she likes it even.
I'm simply curious.
Okay, now he's just laying down. I've fully moved my keyboard to the other side of my desk so that he could have room to lay down.
Aw, that's the right thing to do.
Okay, I have a question though. It's really important.
Is it about Como?
No.
Well, then how is it important?
Did you, this is not to put you on the spot, Ben. I know Erin did it. Ben, did you do that EQ 360 test that I sent you?
Nope.
Not to put you on the spot, but did you do that fucking thing I asked you? No pressure. We are recording. This is a podcast that gets distributed internationally.
Well, that probably answers my question then. But Erin, are you the one who wrote this?
Hold on. The question that you asked and Ben answered your question? Am I the one who wrote? I posted this hot chocolate and cute pics. That
I just
That's really funny.
That. I got really confused.
I did not write. I asked you if I wrote. Sometimes she wait for. Okay.
We need to give so much context. We're talking about Slack right now. We're in Slack. Okay. Erin posted she meant to post the link into the WayTooBroad Slack channel, but she accidentally posted it into cute pics, first of all. Second of all, the EQ 360 thing is it's a seminar that I'm going to for work, but they wanted to get people from different walks of my life to talk about my emotional intelligence or to do a survey about it. And so I sent it to Erin and Ben and a few other people, and someone put I think a joke in my open-ended questions, and so I just want to know, Erin, if you did that.
Nope.
Did you not?
Claim credit for it. Sometimes she wait for direction.
Sometimes he cry.
No, I didn't. I wish I could say that I did, but I simply didn't.
Wow. This is all it said too. I know there's a comment. Okay, so as part of the EQ 360 thing that people did for me, which I so appreciate, there were open-ended questions at the end. It's what kind of working relationship do you have, or whatever relationship with this person? What do you think about how they handle stressful situations, stuff like that. And the last question asked about, I think, how you handle stress. I think it was something about how you handle stressful situations at work. And I was certain it was one of you two, because you're the only two who would make a reference like this, just wrote, sometimes she wait for direction, comma, with nothing else after it.
I feel like that was like a form submittal error, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish I put sometimes she cry, but I just felt like it was I felt like that was too important for your work.
I mean, I would have definitely known that was you, so it would have been fine because it only goes to me, but okay. And sometimes
I didn't realize that. I should have taken better advantage of it then.
It's all right. Yeah, sometimes he cries is also an inside reference. It's a family joke based on an answer to a Quiplash question.
Quiplash, yeah.
Several years ago at Thanksgiving that we still reference frequently. So
I think my little sister did that one.
I think I did it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Mm-hmm. But
okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Thanks for taking credit. We're credits.
I made that.
Chloe, Chloe, if you're listening to this and you think I'm wrong, hit me up.
Chloe was responsible for coining LTO, which is left titty out, which I use constantly. LTO, RTO, BTO. I use those all the time. It's very handy. When you're living in a household with two people who have T's, it's very handy to have that kind of shorthand, so to speak.
Yep, so to speak.
I know Hannah came up with Welcome to Me Now, which I also use.
Now.
Yep. It was that, and sometimes he cried. Those are my two claims to fame.
If you need great family catchphrases, I recommend playing Quiplash with your family. You'll have a whole slew of them.
Yep. If you're funny. Just kidding. I think we could probably pop in now, unless you guys have any other upfronts.
Oh, I actually do. I have one that I am delinquent on. I should have said last week, but we had gotten an email from Aunt Brown saying that a surprise gift was in the mail for me, and I got it. And it is a oh fuck, I'm forgetting it now. It's a t-shirt that says oh no.
Oh, I think you sent us a picture of it.
I sent a Marco Polo. Hold on. It says El Tiny, which is a t-shirt to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month that NPR is doing for Tiny Desk.
Oh, okay.
So really cute. El Tiny.
Cute.
I was deeply confused when I first got it, but then I Googled it and I was like, oh, that is so cute. So thank you, Aunt Brown, and sorry I forgot your shout out last week.
Shout freaking out.
Apologies to the chef.
Shout out to Aunt Brown. Shout out to everybody named Sam. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Squeaks. Anybody else? Shout out to Molly.
Shout out to Robin.
I'm sure you said hi. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Molly definitely said hi.
Yeah. I think that covers it. All right.
Let's start this podcast. Who is it?
It's Ben.
Ben, what do you got?
Oh, it's me. Welcome to me now.
Welcome to you.
Me now.
My obsession is a piece of software that's free software.
Is it a Wi-Fi driver for Hannah's fucking computer?
No.
Oh.
Actually, once again, my obsession in real life IRL is still One Piece. But I have other things I'm doing too at this point,
Yeah.
Yeah. Eating, sleeping.
Yeah, basically. Working, eating, sleeping.
Pooping.
But also, no, not anymore. There just wasn't there wasn't enough time to watch One Piece if I pooped, so stop pooping.
Priorities.
No, I've been really enjoying messing around with this piece of software called VCV Rack.
Oh.
Which is so longtime listeners will recall last year, or maybe it was this past summer, I think. It was this past summer, right? Wait, hold on. Everyone shut the fuck up for 1 second.
I can't help you because I don't have any context.
Everyone shut up for 1 second, I said.
I did for 1 second.
In April of this year, I started making myself a modular synthesizer, which is fun, and I've been meaning to add more to, but I got busy. I think at the time of recording, I was talking about building a module that I did actually end up making for it. I made a 4-channel voltage controlled amplifier for it. But
Congratulations.
thank you. But adding more stuff is either very time consuming if I build it myself or very expensive if I buy it. I think I've mentioned I'm working on a class this. Oh, Hannah's gone. just got right up.
Hannah, your video lag isn't that bad. Like, we can notice if you leave the room.
I gotta plug my phone in. I'm still here. I can hear you.
She's off frame again.
Oh, I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're either time consuming to build or expensive to buy.
Yes, and I've been working on this. So that's one piece of context. Second piece of context, I've been working on this music
One piece.
music / engineering related course this semester. It's like a combination of music and engineering. And
cool.
one of the labs they're doing is involving VCV Rack, which is a like modular synthesizer simulator thing. So you can basically like build an entire synth in Rack out of these free modules that are available online. And
Wow.
so it's like a way to, and there are a lot of them, actually maybe not a lot, but there's some number of them are actually hardware clones. Like they're actually just virtual versions of existing modules you can buy. And some of them are ones that people made just for Rack, but they're very similar to other common modules. So it's like a really cost-effective way because the software is free. There are a lot that are available free. There are some nicer ones that you can pay money for, but it's still like way cheaper than buying modules. And you can just like you can like make a bunch of different versions of a bunch of different synths with all these different modules. And it's really, I like this week because they're doing the lab this week, and I wanted to make sure I ran through it. So like yesterday, I just started like making my own little synth and ended up like tinkering away at it for like a few hours just because I was having fun. And then I got home today from work and like started messing around with it more before we recorded.
Nice.
Because it's just like fun to like put a bunch of stuff together. Yeah, I don't know. It's really cool. I'm really enjoying it.
What's it called again? The software?
VCV Rack.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this something that you can use in conjunction with your modular synthesizer, or is this like just completely on the computer?
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's
I listen.
pretty much just completely on the computer.
Computer.
She cut 1 out of 3 of those words. Can I say
You could probably pipe audio into it into like into a different modular synth from your computer, and then like do more stuff to the signals in the synth. But it's pretty much just for computer only.
Can I say this is very pretty software as well?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Can I say that?
you can say that. It's allowed. It's also fairly easy to use. I mean, like the software itself is easy to use. I think modular synths are still a little overwhelming and confusing if you don't know what's going on. As I learned today when students were trying to use them. But they're still, once you start to like put things together and like figure out what things do, and it's just fun to like, I don't know, it's really fun to just like grab a module and be like, what does this even do? And just like start turning knobs and seeing what it does to sound. It's very cool. It's just a very fun thing. I like it.
He likes it,
There's
okay?
nothing wrong with that.
Forget nothing.
I like it, okay.
Okay. What kind of equipment would people need if they wanted to use this, Ben? Can anybody off this flipping street?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Really?
Just a computer.
Browser. Can you do browser?
No.
You play with it on the browser.
No.
Hannah's burpy. Did you hear that?
But
I
it's
didn't.
Windows. I think it's actually available Windows, Mac, and Linux. I think
Oh, cool.
so. Like you
So
can
any computer.
anyone can get it. Yeah, and then you can use So to get like the sort of like default module or default patch it opens up has this input module that takes MIDI inputs and converts them to control voltages to like adjust pitches and stuff. And you can use your computer keyboard as the input keyboard.
Dope.
Yeah. Or you can,
Dope as flip.
make melodies with a sequencer or something else too. You don't even have to use an input keyboard.
Can you make the wires whatever colors you want?
They're random color. Actually, you know what? Hold on, let me open it because I
That's
was
a
actually
great question.
so there. I believe
because
they're
there's
random
so
colors, but I'm
many.
wondering if they like cycle through red, blue, yellow, green, red, blue. Oh, it goes in order:
Rubig.
red, blue, yellow, green.
Those are all the colors I'm thinking about painting my
Red,
house.
blue, yellow, green. Red, blue, yellow, green.
Yellow.
Yes,
Wait,
every
let me
time
guess.
every time you make it goes in that cycle.
Ben, tell us the current one and let us guess the next one.
Current one is red.
Blue.
Green. I'm going Christmas.
That's 1 point for Hannah. Okay, the next color. The next color is
Christmas.
The next color is yellow.
Green.
Blen, grew, rello, bleen. Bleen. Final
It
answer.
is green.
Nice. I'm the master at this. Thank you.
Hannah, you know what? Hannah's smart.
Thanks.
Ain't no ifs, ands, or nuts about it.
Don't ignore all the emails that we're getting. Hannah's smart.
Yeah, I've been putting those in the trash folder.
Yeah, I see him.
All the people who are like, Hannah only listens to every 3 out of 5 words. And I'm like, no. Well, that's cool, Ben. Do you think that you would ever want to like share with us any of the music or sounds that you make?
Yeah, could you do that?
I don't fucking know. I actually don't know how to do that.
How you
Like I don't know how to
record it?
how to record out of this if that's possible.
I have I have an idea. Can you make it an output source and then make it an input source in flipping Audacity? Obviously, that's what you
I don't know.
I feel
Obviously,
like
that's what you would do.
surely you must be able to.
Let me see.
Sure.
I don't know what the flip I'm talking about.
I mean, if not that, like something.
Can you like expose it as an output
there's like
source?
There's an option
Flip I'm
to
talking about.
like make it a bridge. Can I open 2 instances of Audacity?
Oh, please don't risk it.
No, I can't.
No, don't do it now.
Do it later.
I think there's a way to do this.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. You're going to send us some good music.
Can't wait, Ben. Thank you.
Oh, got a weird.
My neck feels like butts.
I had a thing in my throat.
Ugh. Did you burp up a little chunk? Sometimes I do that.
I don't know. I didn't burp, so no.
So probably not.
We had
I guess it would
tacos.
be
Anyway.
Okay.
No,
that's it.
I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear whatever you have to say, Hannah.
No, and my obsession's done, so we can move on.
I don't want to
cool. It's
hear
my
anything
turn
about. I don't want to hear
no.
anything that follows burping up chunks and then starts with "we had tacos."
Okay, well, that's a shame because my obsession is last night we had tacos. And then, no, I'm just kidding. But, man, my obsession is a repeat. But it's a repeat that if you thought not that hard, you probably could have seen coming. And also, it's a repeat from a very long time ago.
I know what it is.
What do you think it is, Ben?
Fucking easy. Easy, I know what it is.
What is it?
It's an alliteration of the letter E.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me think about this for a second. So say what you had to say again, Hannah.
Okay, it's a repeat obsession, but it's from a very long time ago. And if you thought about it, probably not even that hard. Not you in particular, but like anyone who listened last week, I think it was last week, you probably would be able to guess what it is.
Well, what do you mean not me in particular? Are you implying something about me in particular? If you were to think about it, not you.
You also, but like, I'm not singling you out, Erin, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
And it's an alliteration.
It's an alliteration with E.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Should I give another
hold on.
hint?
I feel like give me a second. With the letter E?
Yup. As opposed to the number E.
I don't know. The sound E, which would also be the letter E. Okay, give me a second. Is it E sound or alliteration with I really have no idea. Animorphs.
Animorphs, Edgy Eagle.
It's a book?
Oh, Enchanted.
Yeah, that's right.
Enchanted.
Okay.
It's Enchanted.
That's correct. Okay, so we...
I stand by the Animorphs. Guess.
I need to say what the episode was again. Fuck the internet. Fuck it.
Fuck the internet.
Oh, okay, wait. It loaded. Oh my god.
Sorry, internet.
We don't mean it. We love you.
It was episode 39.
The last
She
time I
spoke
went
in
to
anger.
Monsters. Yes.
I feel like we mentioned that episode recently, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, last week.
Yes. So here's what happened.
Oh, because of the Ella Enchanted thing.
Yes.
She talked about Enchanted last week. Listen. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, Ben.
Yes. So last week, as an upfront, I mentioned a series from a book talker named Katie, whose handle I'm not going to look up right now because I don't have use of my devices. Maybe I'll try. I think I can probably minimize this.
I got it. Hold on. Keep talking.
Okay. And it was also shout out to Tessellated Heart on TikTok, who is the one who tagged me in it. So that was why I was able to see it. And it's a 4-part series where Katie goes through and watches the movie of Ella Enchanted, which if you listened to the last episode I talked about Ella Enchanted, and you know that like it's not just my opinion, like it's a very obvious fact that the movie is like a complete bastardization of the book. They basically said like, okay, let's take all of the movie's not terrible for what it was in the era it was in, but they basically said, let's take all the interesting, unique stuff about Ella Enchanted, strip it out meticulously, leave the only thing that's left is the obedience thing that's anything different from any other teen movie, right? Like young adult romance movie at the time, and then turn that into a movie with like using a lot of the same names and stuff. It's not unheard of. So Katie felt much the same way as me about it, and so she watched the whole movie and basically like step by step was talking about all the differences between the movie and the book. And I had mentioned that I thought it was really great because it seemed to have convinced a lot of people in the comments to go read the book who hadn't read it before. As it turns out, it also convinced me to go back and reread the book. So I did that this week. And I was just yet again blown away by how great it is and how much it deserves so much better than that movie. I wanted to talk a little bit about...
Which is a shame because we stan Anne Hathaway. We stan Anne.
Yeah, look, you know what? There were some great performances in there. I think Katie in her TikTok said she really liked the casting for the evil stepsisters. I agree. I think they could have been really great. I think Anne Hathaway could have been a really great Ella Enchanted, like a great Ella in like the book, version of it as well. But that's just not what that was. So I think last time I focused a lot on specifically complaining about the differences between the movie and the book. But if you're curious about that, now you have a great resource with this series of TikToks that I will link to. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time focusing on that. I just more want to talk about like what the things are that I, having just read it again, really, really loved about the book and think it's makes it worth reading even for adults, even though it's a young adult book.
Great. Lay it on us.
Okay. So first of all, it's very short, which is always, nice. I read it in,
perfect for your dwindling attention span.
That's right. I read it in 2 days. I could have read it in 1 if I'd had a little bit more free time. But on top of just being short,
brag.
but it's also, the pacing is incredibly good in my opinion. It's very fast paced. And I love that. Because it allows her to fit in a lot of world building even into such a short book. And there's a lot of sort of other world building that is nodded towards, that is not like, she doesn't explicitly chase down in this book, which is part of why I feel like you could like flesh it out into an entire miniseries, because there are all these like little like folded up details that you could unfold and really like build upon in really cool ways, I think. Like the elves in the book, I think I talked about them last time too, but the elves in the book, they are tree folk. They only live among the trees, like under the trees in this one particular part of the country, right? And they're like very in tune with the trees and the way that they live. They sleep in hammocks in the trees. When the fall comes, they also change colors. They have like
they also fall out of the tree.
they turn orange and they do turn orange, and then maybe they fall out of the tree. All of I don't know if this is directly linked really to tree culture, but all of their food is liquid for some reason, which just feels like a fun, nice little detail. And they're extremely skilled sculptors, and
I don't know if this is related to tree culture, but all their food is liquid. I just really enjoyed that.
And they make like these really cool sculptures that they're not like explicitly, they're not like, they don't move by magic or anything. They're not like really magical peoples, but they like have so much movement in them. Like if you've ever seen like something that's carved out of like a solid, piece of stone or something, and yet it's got like all the folds of the dresses and stuff. It's like that kind of thing. And I love that their culture, it's got this. So her dad is a tradesman, a trader, not a tradesman. He's like a merchant, and he has like dealings with the elves, and he like tries to trade them, goods for sculptures and stuff. And he's always complaining that he can't get his hands on like one from like the top most, the most master like, sculptor of all of the elves. They never will trade him for one of those. And then she comes, and because she shows such deep love and appreciation openly to towards them of the work, they just give her one. They don't even trade,
Wow.
So it's like a whole like cool like cultural thing that goes on, cultural exchange. There's so many things I just haven't seen, like these interesting characterizations of the types of fantasy figures that you're used to. Like giants they're more like, they're not like bigger in every dimension. They're just like taller and longer, than much taller and longer than like an average human. But they're also just like love company, love strangers, get like so excited whenever they see anybody they haven't met before. Like they're just these incredibly welcoming.
So they're like dogs.
They're like dogs. They're like Clifford the Big Red Dog, like an entire race of them. And everything around them also grows to the same size. So like giants grow pumpkins. The pumpkins are big enough to, let's say, for example, pulling an example out of nowhere, turn into a carriage, right? So like they, so it's just like, it's just cool. It's like she clearly like, obviously she was drawing from like fairy tales and stories, but she really like made them her own in this world in this really nice way. Ogres are also really interesting, and also like the character of Ella there's so much depth to her that is like completely not just lost not in an acting way, but in like a writing way from the character in the movie. I'm certain that I talked about this, but in the book, Ella is at one point captured by ogres, and ogres are in this world. They're like super like sweet talkers. They're able to basically hypnotize people with their voice, like almost like glamour, like vampires. But you have to be able to hear them because they do it with their voice. And it can also like look into your eyes and see your secrets. So they actually don't even bother to do that with her. They just tell her what to do because they know they can. Because, for anybody who doesn't remember, that's the deal with Ella Enchanted. It's a reimagining of Cinderella, except Ella is under a curse, like a fairy curse, that she has to be obedient and obey whenever anyone gives her a direct order. So she's got that to work against that they know about. And they also are able to just hypnotize any random person off the street, right? And she's still able to escape them without anybody's help. And she's able to help like a bunch of knights like get them tied up and like, under control even after she's like escaped from them. So she's just like a very impressive, like strong person and character, and the love interest is very taken with her for for all of those reasons, not just like, oh God, she's so beautiful, love at first sight. Like, it's really, I think he's a really great character. I continue to think I would love to see in a miniseries like a love triangle between him and Ella and her best friend from boarding school.
Make it queer.
Make it queer. Let's have the happy ending be with a throuple. I don't give a shit. So like, I do give a shit actually. So like, I just think it deserves so much. And I think and if nothing else, I hope that if you're listening to this and hearing me like rave about it for the second time or the first time, because you didn't hear the last one, which is more than fair, like just go out and pick it up and read it. Because it's, like I said, it will not take you long and it's a very rewarding read, I think. And I do cry every time I cried 4 times reading it this time, which is ridiculous because I've read it like a dozen times.
Low. Yeah, that's low. Hannah's gonna broadcast this message about Ella Enchanted at least a few times, assuming that you're gonna miss a couple out of every few times that she broadcasts it.
Yeah, that's right. I just need people to read it. And the audiobook is if it's still only the one that's out there, the narrator is a little bit like, I don't love her voice, just as a heads up. It's like very, very high pitched, I think. But
that's a shame.
Yeah, but it's short. Like it's not like I couldn't listen to it.
Yeah, maybe if not a full miniseries, maybe a good first step would be a high quality audio production.
Yeah,
of it.
Yeah, but if anybody, anybody listening happens to be a producer or a screenwriter, like hit me up. Let's collab. I have ideas.
Please get in contact with us. Oh my gosh, this is where next week we have an email from Samantha G or Samantha C and find out that they are producers too. They're just like have been so on our level, I feel like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. So please produce our movie. Thanks. Hannah, would you write it? Like, do you feel like you could do it?
I mean, if that's what it took, I could try, but I've never like written a screenplay. Like, I feel like, if I could write it, I would have already started writing it, but I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to make it happen. So hit me up.
Hit us up.
Yeah, hit me up. Erin, what's your obsession?
Nice. That is a great book. I do like it. I haven't read it in a while. I think I read it several years ago. Last time we talked about it. But I'm probably due for a reread. Let's see. My obsession is still crocheting. We have nothing new to offer the podcast listeners this week. In fact, in honor of my obsession, I have been doing it this entire time we've been recording. I brought it with me. So I have... Last time we spoke, I was working on A Little Fox. Yeah. And now I've moved on to the intermediate piece and have been working on... Here, I'm showing you. Then...
What does the fox say?
I think this will be its head. We'll attach here. And this is a little white chest.
Oh,
cute.
And this is its body. This intermediate piece, last week I was talking about it and I was really excited because I was like, oh, the thread is thinner. This thing's taken forever. I think the thing I like about the other pieces is I could have these really satisfying products in like 2 days. So I think when I'm done this, or maybe even before, I'm going to go back. Because I got a book from the library too and made another like little piece. But the thing I actually want to talk about is, have you ever been listening to a podcast and you're just like begging the host to like ask the person they're talking to a question, like a really obvious question, and they don't do it? Well, I had that experience with myself. When Hannah, you were mentioning that you love to crochet, I'm like, what does Hannah like to crochet? And I like totally didn't ask you. I think I was so swept up with my own obsession.
Hannah used to crochet a lot.
Hannah, can you please tell me about your history of crocheting and what you crochet and like why you stopped, and if you like, did you make these little stuffed animals? What did you do? Tell me about it, please.
I definitely have made at least one stuffed animal. It was big. I think it was an elephant, and I think I gave it to my sister-in-law for Christmas. There was one Christmas where I crocheted Christmas presents for like our whole family, and most of them were like scarves, hats. Oh, I made Ben a hat once that was
You made me the Finn hat from Adventure Time.
Yes, which he wore for a long time. Do you ever remember seeing pictures of Ben with a white hat with white ears?
I don't. Why don't I know this about you?
I've
never brought it as an obsession.
No, hold on. Keep talking. I'll be right back. I can hear you.
I think it was.
I think
the peak of it was pre-podcast.
Wow.
Because I believe I was in high school.
Yeah, so Molly and I are cleaning the kitchen, and we're listening to the ep, and you're like, oh, I love to crochet. And I was just like, yeah, what the fuck ever. Blah, 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 blah. And then I was listening to that. I'm like, what the fuck? Hannah likes to crochet? Like, I obviously heard that, but I was so curious.
I don't know where my yarn bag is. I still have a crochet bag. It's a big fabric bag. And it has I have all different sizes of hooks, and I have a bunch of yarn, and I have probably a couple unfinished projects in there. I also used to like to, I didn't make a lot of stuffed things. I used to like to make small, if you get a small enough hook and you get small enough thread, you can make stuff that almost looks like lace. And I used to play around with that, but it's hard because it curls really easily.
Used to fuck around with that.
Yeah. So. I've always liked it, but I've never finished much. So that's.
Do you think you'll ever pick it back up?
Yeah, probably.
Have you felt tempted to?
Yeah, I mean, I keep the bag around. I super thought that it was someplace where I could reach it, but I don't know where it is right now.
Another thing I learned that you probably know, Hannah, but that really fucked me up is I got a book from the library about why can't I remember the name of this thing that I like to do? Amigurumi? Yeah.
I got it wrong.
One of us surely said it right.
Yeah, but the three of us saying it all at the same time, surely it blended into the right thing. I'll get the hang of it. I really will. But so I got a book from the library, and I was following a pattern. After I made the fox, I was like, this will be a good kind of next step to branch out a little bit, read a pattern. And so... And it had a thing I hadn't done before. So far I've been doing single crochets. And this pattern called for double crochets. And I was like, cool. So I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and learned how to do that. And then I made it. I was like, this thing is huge. Because in the picture it looks like this cute little small little chick. But it was just turning out to be giant with big kind of holes in it. And when I put stuffing in it, I could see the stuffing. And I was like, what's going on? Well, it turns out in UK... You probably know this, Hannah. A UK double stitch is a US single stitch. What the fuck? Why is it like that? And this was a book of UK patterns or something. So anyway. So
they gotcha.
I thought that was amusing. Yeah. So yeah. How did you get into crocheting, Hannah?
I actually think it was probably one of those klutz books that first got me into it. You remember those?
Oh.
So
yeah, I think I had a klutz magic trick book or something.
Yeah, those books that come with all the tools you need to do it, but they're the cheapest possible version. But it's a good way to learn a craft when you're young and you don't have any.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
More like learning a crap.
Yeah.
Farts and craps.
Oh, okay. I thought something froze, and then I just liked it. So I think I started getting patterns from other places. I'm not really sure after that. It's just nice. It's a nice as you're learning. It's a very soothing activity.
Yeah, it is. And I've been spending a lot of time. I've just been wanting to do it in all the spare time I have. So after work. Right after work, I'll do it until dinner, and then during the movie, during Wasamanu, I'll do it. So it's just fun and nice, and so that's cool. So thanks for telling me more about that. That was my obsession, is wishing I could go back in time to when we were talking about that last week and being like, oh, tell me about your crochet.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't feel glossed over when you said that, or when you did that.
You should have. You really should have.
Okay.
But I'm glad you didn't. Thank you. Thank you and sorry.
Well,
cool. I think that's all I got. I mean, I've literally been crocheting and living and working and doing wasamanu and eating and not pooping. To Ben's point, not enough time.
Oh my god, am I the only one who's pooping anymore? Isn't that cool to do?
I think pooping's kind of out of style nowadays.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
No, not shit.
Wow, for a half second there, I fully thought you were ripping from a vape pen instead of taking a sip from a water bottle.
Why not both, Ben?
It's like you were pulling cotton.
Oh, how do you find out all these slangs?
Did you just say? Did you just say? How do you find out all these slangs?
Yeah, how do you find out all these slangs?
By being a youngin'.
Oh, okay, that's right. Forgot you're like a full decade younger than we are.
Did we talk about? He's not. He's like 7 years younger than us. Did we talk about Noodle
Round
and
up.
Bones Days and No Bones Days last week?
What?
No, but I've been hearing about it.
From who?
Everyone.
I don't know
Ben,
what
have you
this
been?
is.
Huh?
Nope.
Who's the youngin' now, Ben?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Come
this
on,
is
Ben.
actually on old person TikTok.
I actually was, the minute that I started seeing like fans posting songs about Noodle and Bones Days, I was like, oh, this is going to become millennial cringe like within a week. And I think it has happened. Ben, Noodle is like a 13, 14-year-old pug on TikTok who, if he doesn't feel like getting up that day, he'll just pretend he has no bones. And so his owner, every morning.
Oh, I've seen people reference this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then people like so it's become a whole thing, and people will post and say like, on this Bones Day, all these good things happen to me, right? So Bones Days are like lucky, and No Bones Days are like treat yourself days, and people keep saying that you're in a cult if you care about it. But like, I do like yesterday, I was having a shitty day immediately, and I was like, this is definitely a No Bones Day. And like, he hadn't done it yet, but I was like, this is a No Bones Day for sure. And then it was. And
Yeah.
so it's like, that is kind of fun to like take a guess.
People say you're in a cult if you believe in it. Who's people? Like, what the fuck? People.
Well, no, I mean, it's not, there's nothing to
Doesn't make any
believe.
sense.
Like, it's just a fun thing but that's what's worrying about it. Like now he's got merch, and he's got, and that's fine. Like, you know, get that bread, like that's fine. But then, it's just gonna be
Get those bones. Why wouldn't you say get the bones?
get those bones.
Jesus Christ, Hannah.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that money? Yeah, bones. The bones are their dollars.
The bones are their dollars, and so are the worms. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So bones. It's a No Bones Day today, obviously. Given
The bones are their money.
Fuck, that show's so good.
And it was also the night that skeletons came to life.
That's a shout out to I wish you would leave. I think you should leave. To Robin.
All right, let's do homework. Ben, what's your homework for the lovely listeners?
My homework. Go to VCVRack.com and
That's with a
fucking
CK.
down. Yeah, obviously. And then fucking
Obviously.
download
Well,
it.
Well,
Fuck around.
you spelled
make
the
some-
first part.
Shh. Everyone, shut up!
That was a good joke, though. You spelled the first part, so Hannah just spelled the second part.
That was a good joke. I'd like to retract my shut up. That was a good joke.
Thank you.
But now I'm putting it back in effect.
You got it.
Everyone shut up. Download VCV Rack. And then make some goddamn beeps and boops.
Hell yeah. What? I have a question. Can I know that we're in shut up effect, but if I'm
Shut up,
hyping you
shut
up,
relinquish.
but what if I'm hyping you up? Am I allowed? Do I have to shut up still?
No.
Okay, cool.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Shut up is gone now.
Okay, shut up
You
is
may
gone now.
Continue.
Jokes have left the
Okay.
room.
Yeah, you know, sometimes she wait for direction. So
That's right. My homework is go buy Ella Enchanted at your local bookstore and just read it, and you're gonna love it, and it's gonna be
You
one of your
dumb
favorite
fuck.
books. Yeah, just read it.
read it, you dumb fuck.
And maybe if you are a producer either of movies, miniseries, audiobooks, get in touch. Let's work something out. I could narrate the audiobook. That seems like something I feel much more qualified to do than write a screenplay.
Hannah.
What?
Hannah, I think we were just having a connected brain moment because as you were saying, I can narrate the audiobook. I was just having this idea. Would we get sued if you read Ella Enchanted little by little every episode of the podcast?
I don't
stay after the outro for it's like not even a chapter, it's like read a little paragraph week by week.
Would we? Yeah, I mean,
let's start this week.
Okay.
We're not going to get sued. We don't make any money. And I feel like this will be an amazing bit. And if we can like see this bit to completion, amazing.
Okay. I'm going to read.
This is a great idea.
The chapters are short. The first chapter is really short. The first chapter is 7.
Listen, I'm calling your bluff. You bragged you could read it in a day, but can you read it over the course of like 5 years?
I'll do it. I'll send you chapter 1.
I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, okay.
No, you're gonna as part of the outro every week on podcast, you're gonna read a little bit of the book.
Okay.
As a part of the podcast. Like the outro music's gonna play, and then you're gonna insert a little section of you reading. Like I would even say, stop mid sentence and then pick it right the fuck back up in the following episode.
Hey, here's what I'm gonna do. Because you're editing this week, so I'm gonna.
I thought I got out of this because it's Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. But
I can still if you need me to.
It would probably be easier for me to do a chapter at a time anyway. Okay, we can figure this out off. Yeah, just from today on, stick around after the ending song for a story time from us to you, and it'll be a serialized story, and it is copyrighted by Harper Press, and we're not making any money off of it, and that's that.
I don't get any money. We this podcast pays a lot of money.
Yeah,
to happen. No money.
That's right. Not
a lot of money. We pay some money.
Yeah, we pay to exist.
We're paying you.
Mm.
Okay.
Who?
Sorry, I really took over. The listener. We're paying the listener.
Okay.
I don't know. Send us a Venmo. I don't know.
Erin,
send us a Venmo for how much we owe you, is what I'm saying.
Oh, wait, my social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Hanthropology. I'm on TikTok at Hannah and her cats. And that's it. Erin, what's your homework?
My homework is when your cousin tries to share with you that she has the same hobby as you do, don't turn your back to her.
Wow, that's beautiful.
My homework is to lean in. My homework is to listen. My homework is to see past your obsession and into the eyes of your cousin's obsession before it's too late. Okay.
Wow.
My homework is also to stay after the pod for chapter 1 or however much Hannah wants to read of Ella Enchanted. We're not getting paid. And to send us the Venmo request about how much we owe you to have listened to this podcast. Thank you.
Yes. Great. Okay. If you want to call us or text us, tell us your obsession, you can do that at 774-326-0420.
Blaze it.
We're on Twitter at TwoBroadPod. We're on Instagram at WayTooBroad. You can email us at WayTooBroad@gmail.com. And if you missed any of that, I'm sorry about all the burps. There's no way I'm going to edit all of them out.
That just add a little extra on that Venmo. Pay back for this burp.
If you miss any of the contact information or you're looking for links or whatever, you can find all of that at our website at waytoobroad.com or waytoobod.com or nameyourselfjame.com for anything you want. earnben.com for anything you need. maxfun.org for Sweet Dog on a Boat. Check out aemyn.bandcamp.com for Eamon's great music. Thank you for writing our intro and outro music / the whole song in the middle. Wonderful.
It's so good. I have it stuck in my head every weekend.
It's so good. It's way too broad. What I'm trying. You know what's funny, Erin? You thought you were singing the old outro music last week, but then when I put the new outro music in, it synced up perfectly. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
It was great.
Cool. No.
And that's it.
And let it go.
So thanks for listening. And thanks for listening, TikTok. And we love you. And
thanks, TikTok. We love you.
TikTok.
And have a great week. And the podcast candle.
Have a great week.
Is now.
Have a great hump day. May you hump.
Extinguished.
Bye. Oh no, I haven't been recording. I'm just kidding.
It's way too broad. What I'm trying to say, but I'll write it down and let it go. It's hard to know all the words I need to explain my.
Hello and welcome to Post Show Book Club with Hannah. I'm Hannah, and this is the Post Show Book Club. Today we're starting Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine, which we spoke about on the podcast this week. I'm going to test turning a couple pages to see how it sounds. It's audible, and I'll do my best to minimize it, but, it's not an audiobook, so just think of it as a casual reading experience from me to you. Okay? So we begin with Chapter 1. That fool of a fairy Lucinda did not intend to lay a curse on me. She meant to bestow a gift. When I cried inconsolably through my first hour of life, my tears were her inspiration. Shaking her head sympathetically at Mother, the fairy touched my nose. My gift is obedience. Ella will always be obedient. Now stop crying, child. I stopped. Father was away on a trading expedition as usual, but our cook Mandy was there. She and Mother were horrified, but no matter how they explained it to Lucinda, they couldn't make her understand the terrible things she'd done to me. I could picture the argument, Mandy's freckles standing out sharper than usual, her frizzy gray hair in disarray, her double chin shaking with anger. Mother still and intense, her brown curls damp from labor, the laughter gone from her eyes. I couldn't imagine Lucinda. I didn't know what she looked like. She wouldn't undo the curse. My first awareness of it came on my 5th birthday. I seem to remember the day perfectly, perhaps because Mandy told the tale so often. For your birthday, she'd start, I baked a beautiful cake, 6 layers. Bertha, our head maid, had sewn a special gown for me. Blue as midnight with a white sash. You were small for your age even then, and you looked like a china doll, with a white ribbon in your black hair and your cheeks red from excitement. You're going to have to bear with me on the voices. And I might do a little start and stop. I'm not going to edit this too heavily. Thank you. I love you very much. Oh, that was Hannah editorializing. In the middle of the table was a vase filled with flowers that Nathan, our manservant, had picked. We all sat around the table. Father was away again. I was thrilled. I had watched Mandy bake the cake and Bertha sew the gown and Nathan pick the flowers. Mandy cut the cake. When she handed me my piece, she said without thinking, "Eat." The first bite was delicious. I finished the slice happily. When it was gone, Mandy cut another. That one was harder. When it was gone, no one gave me more, but I knew I had to keep eating. I moved my fork into the cake itself. Ella, what are you doing? Mother said. Little piggy, Mandy laughed. It's her birthday, lady. Let her have as much as she wants. She put another slice on my plate. I felt sick and frightened. Why couldn't I stop eating? Swallowing was a struggle. Each bite weighed on my tongue and felt like a sticky mass of glue as I fought to get it down. I started crying while I ate. Mother realized first. Stop eating, Ella, she commanded. I stopped. Anyone could control me with an order. It had to be a direct command, such as put on a shawl or you must go to bed now. A wish or a request had no effect. I was free to ignore, I wish you would put on a shawl, or why don't you go to bed now? But against an order, I was powerless. If someone told me to hop on one foot for a day and a half, I'd have to do it. And hopping on one foot wasn't the worst order I could be given. If you commanded me to cut off my own head, I'd have to do it. I was in danger at every moment. As I grew older, I learned to delay my obedience, but each moment cost me dear, in breathlessness, nausea, dizziness, and other complaints. I could never hold out for long. Even a few minutes was a desperate struggle. I had a fairy godmother, and Mother had asked her to take the curse away, but my fairy godmother said Lucinda was the only one who could remove it. However, she also said it might be broken someday without Lucinda's help, but I didn't know how. I didn't even know who my fairy godmother was. Instead of making me docile, Lucinda's curse made a rebel of me. Or perhaps I was that way naturally. Mother rarely insisted I do anything. Father knew nothing of the curse and saw me too infrequently to issue many commands. But Mandy was bossy, giving orders almost as often as she drew breath. Kind orders, or for your own good orders, bundle up Ella, or hold this bowl while I beat the eggs sweet. I disliked these commands, harmless as they were. I'd hold the bowl, but move my feet so she would have to follow me around the kitchen. She'd call me a minx and try to hem me in with more specific instructions, which I would find new ways to evade. Often it was a long business to get anything done between us, with Mother laughing and egging each of us on by turn. We'd end happily, with me finally choosing to do what Mandy wanted, or with Mandy changing her order to a request. When Mandy would absentmindedly give me an order I knew she didn't mean, I'd say, "Do I have to?" And she'd reconsider. When I was 8, I had a friend, Pamela, the daughter of one of the servants. One day she and I were in the kitchen watching Mandy make marchpane. When Mandy sent... I don't know if that's how you say that word. But when Mandy sent me to the pantry for more almonds, I returned with only 2. She ordered me back with more exact instructions, which I followed exactly while still managing to frustrate her true wishes. Later, when Pamela and I retreated to the garden to devour the candy, she asked why I hadn't done what Mandy wanted straight off. "I hate when she's bossy," I answered. Pamela said smugly, "I always obey my elders." "That's because you don't have to." "I do have to, or Father will slap me." "It's not the same as for me. I'm under a spell." I enjoyed the importance of the words. Spells were rare. Lucinda was the only fairy rash enough to cast them on people. "Like Sleeping Beauty?" "Exactly. Except I won't have to sleep for 100 years. It doesn't say exactly. It says, "Except I won't have to sleep for 100 years. "What's your spell?" I told her. "If anybody gives you an order you have to obey, including me?" I nodded. "Can I try it?" "No." I hadn't anticipated this. I changed the subject. "I'll race you to the gate." "All right, but I command you to lose the race." "Then I don't want to race." "I command you to race, and I command you to lose." We raced. I lost. We picked berries. I had to give Pamela the sweetest, ripest ones. We played princesses and ogres. I had to be the ogre. An hour after my admission, I punched her. She screamed and blood poured from her nose. Our friendship ended that day. Mother found Pamela's mother in a new situation, far from our town of Frel. After punishing me for using my fist, Mother issued one of her infrequent commands, never to tell anyone about my curse. But I wouldn't have anyway. I had learned caution. When I was almost 15, Mother and I caught cold. Mandy dosed us with her curing soup, made with carrots, leeks, celery, and hair from a unicorn's tail. It was delicious, but we both hated to see those long yellow-white hairs floating around the vegetables. Since Father was away from Frel, we drank the soup sitting up in Mother's bed. If he'd been home, I wouldn't have been in her room at all. He didn't like me to be anywhere near him, getting underfoot, as he said. I sipped my soup with the hairs in it because Mandy had said to, even though I grimaced at the soup and at Mandy's retreating back. "I'll wait for mine to cool," Mother said. Then after Mandy left, she took the hairs out while she ate and put them back in the empty bowl when she was done. The next day, I was well and Mother was much worse, too sick to drink or eat anything. She said there was a knife in her throat and a battering ram at her head. To make her feel better, I put cool clothes on her forehead and told her stories. They were only old familiar tales about fairies that I changed here and there, but sometimes I made Mother laugh, except the laughter would turn into a cough. Before Mandy sent me off for the night, Mother kissed me. "Good night, I love you, precious." They were her last words to me, and as I left the room, I heard her last words to Mandy. "I'm not very sick. Don't send for Sir Peter." Sir Peter was Father. The next morning, she was awake, but dreaming. With wide open eyes, she chatted to invisible courtiers and plucked nervously at her silver necklace. To Mandy and me, there in the room with her, she said nothing. Nathan, the manservant, got the physician, who hurried me away from my mother's side. Our hallway was empty. I followed it to the spiral staircase and walked down, remembering the times Mother and I had slid down the banister. "We didn't do it when people were around. We have to be dignified," she would whisper then, stepping down the stairs in an especially stately way. And I would follow, mimicking her and fighting my natural clumsiness, pleased to be part of her game. But when we were alone, we preferred to slide and yell all the way down, and run back up for another ride, and a third, and a fourth. When I got to the bottom of the stairs, I pulled our heavy front door open and slipped out into the bright sunshine. It was a long walk to the old castle, but I wanted to make a wish, and I wanted to make it in a place where it would have the best chance of being granted. The castle had been abandoned when King Gerald was a boy, although it was reopened on special occasions for private balls, weddings, and the like. Even so, Bertha said it was haunted, and Nathan said it was infested with mice. Its gardens were overgrown, but Bertha swore the candle trees had power. I went straight to the candle grove. The candles were small trees that had been pruned and tied to wires to make them grow in the shape of a candelabra. For wishes, you need trading material. I closed my eyes and thought, if Mother gets well quick, I'll be good, not just obedient. I'll try harder not to be clumsy, and I won't tease Mandy so much. I didn't bargain for Mother's life because I didn't believe she was in danger of dying. And that's the end of chapter 1. So, I talked about the pacing in the episode this week, and I feel like the first chapter is like a really good example because she tells you everything that you need to know about like her history, her family, her household, and gets to the first big beat of the story, which is her mother dying. Like, that was, how many pages was that? In 6 pages. It's page 3 to page 9. So it's just well crafted. I do just love it. So next time I feel like doing this, maybe next week, maybe longer than that, we'll see. I will read some or all of chapter 2. So I hope you enjoyed. Sorry for my unprofessional pacing and non-audiobook narrator voice. But, you know, if you can stand it during the podcast, hopefully it's not so terrible now. All right. Bye.